I've had my eye on this game since the Tokyo Game Show late last year, and I've actually been really excited for it because of the lead art designer for the game was the same one that worked on the Metal Gear Solid series. And I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, so I thought, like, this is going to be a game to keep my eye on, and when it comes out, I'm definitely going to try to pick it up and play it. So here we are. Let's get right into this. Knowing almost nothing about this game, like 1 week prior to the launch, is the biggest oversight on my part that I possibly could have done. So I think that I'll admit that and just let you guys know that this isn't the game's fault or anything with the advertising that made me think it was something that it's not, but I personally had expectations, I guess, in my head from maybe Metal Gear Solid or any other game, but this just did not turn out the way that I figured it would have. So, to start off, the only things that I knew about the game were from the videos on the Steam page and the screenshots that I'd looked at. And the screenshots that the game shows off look good, but then again, I should have already known that most of the time when you're looking at a screenshot on the store page of a game, it's going to look good because it's the bigger, meatier parts of the game where it's showing off, the really interesting parts that they want to reel you in so you'll buy the game. And I should have already known that, but I guess I was just so blinded by the excitement for the game, which I'm not saying that this was my most anticipated game of the year by any means, but I don't know, I was really interested in buying this new game and getting into it and hoping that it was good. From the couple of videos that they have on the Steam store page, the one thing that I really thought was cool was I thought that they were using the Fox engine from Metal Gear Solid 5, but I was mistaken in the fact that it's just the way that the art style comes off in the game that makes you think it looks like that, or I don't think that's what they're going for specifically, but the way that they made the UIs and stuff like that look in the game, and the way that the game looks already, it made me think that the game was using the Fox engine, which that's not I'm not going to not play the game because it's not using the Fox engine or anything, but I thought it was going to be reusing that engine, which I liked that engine a lot in the Metal Gear Solid games that had it, so I thought that was going to be a nice plus. And the one thing that really I think that I took away the most from those trailers, because the one trailer is focused on the gameplay, and it's basically telling you hey, you can play this game in a stealthy sort of low down mode where you can try to sneak by enemies and try to keep yourself undercover, or you can go loud and fight the enemy and kill them and move past them after they're dead or whatever. But from my experience with the game so far, it has been you either sneak or you die. There's almost no in between. I've only ever been able to escape death twice, and it's because I had to run away and hide for a minute or two and let the enemy lose track of where I was. From what I've played of the game, it looks like the enemies themselves are just so dense in most of the areas. I think there was only one spot where I found one enemy by himself that I could actually take down without alerting other enemies. But the game, from what I can tell, does not have a silent takedown. Even after I had found a melee weapon, there was no way for me to kill someone who's over by himself kinda without alerting anyone else in the area that I'm there killing this dude. So it was either pick up these empty cans and throw them over to the side to kind of distract the enemy and make them walk away from where you're trying to go, or just try and go loud and take them out, because there was no silent takedown option. I mean, games don't have to have a silent takedown option for me to like enjoy the stealth, but just throwing a can and watching someone walk away wasn't very entertaining to me, I guess. So that was a little sad for me, at least. Another thing I didn't really like was the fact that once I got out into this first like little, it wasn't really like a courtyard area, but it was like this fenced off street, I guess, with a couple enemies in there and everything. It doesn't really like tell you which way you need to go. Like there's no marker or anything like that, which is not like a huge deal. Like I like games sometimes that don't hold your hand, but with this game, like the only indicator you could do was open up your map and you could see a couple of different icons like that were outside of your area, but you didn't really see how to get there or where to go, and it was kind of confusing because I was just walking around this little street area getting killed over and over again until I finally figured out that I had to climb over this car that I didn't even know you could climb on top of cars, because the game didn't really tell me that. So I don't know, kind of weird. I guess you could kind of look at it as a good or a bad thing, whether or not the game tells you where to go. I mean, at a certain point, I did get to like a section where it was like, hey, like here's something that you need to go and work towards. So like try to make your way over to this area. But I mean, it's either the game wants you to explore, which is fine, and you can go and like actually search around the area and find stuff and, you know, craft, you know, different materials to take out enemies and take out the enemies that are guarding stuff and grab different things. Or on the other hand, you're kind of just roaming around aimlessly with no real direction, hoping that you find what you need to find to get to the next area. One thing that was really annoying was apparently your guy has some sort of like communicator on him that will let you know, like, I don't know if enemies are nearby and stuff like that, but at one point it finally turns back on, and then in the next area that you're in, I literally sat there and was looking at the enemy, not move or anything. Like, I had eyes on him, I know where he is, but the little communicator thing just kept telling me, like, hey, there's an enemy nearby. Oh my god, there's an enemy nearby. Like, over and over and over and over again, until I finally, like, made a move on the enemies so that way the thing would shut up, because it knew that I was doing something, I guess. Like, good god, it fucking annoying, really bad. Another thing was the checkpoint system. Like, I understand that, I guess, like, in these early sections of the game, your main focus is stealth, and that's what you need to prioritize. But, like, when I've already snuck through, like, two different areas, albeit they're not very large areas, but, like, it takes a little bit of, like, planning and, you know, expertise to get around some of these enemies. Like, when I get to the other side and I'm in a whole different section now, and I get killed by by enemies and everything shooting at me because, like, I made a mistake and I'm in a new place that I don't know what I'm doing yet, like, it sends me back, you know, 2 or 3 areas back where I have to redo everything that I've done up until that point. So, I don't know. I really think there could have been more checkpoints, I guess, which that's, you know, whatever. You know, get good or die trying, I guess. So, I guess in the end, I obviously didn't play the game all that much, but for me, it's not what I wanted it to be or what I thought it was going to be initially, which is, it's not the game's fault. Like, I'm not trying to tell you guys, like, don't buy this game, it's fucking shit or anything like that. Like, I'm letting you guys know that I made a mistake by buying this game thinking it was something that it was not. So, this is the only game I think I've ever tried. I think I've never gotten into a game and refunded it in under 1 hour of gameplay. I had 51 minutes on this game, and I just couldn't do it. It's not what I thought it was, and that's completely on me, so I'm not trying to dissuade you guys from buying it, because I mean, if this is what you're into, go out and pick it up, because I mean, the game is cool, like it's very polished and like it looks nice, and like I'm sure if this is the kind of game that you're into, like if you're into like hardcore stealth games where like that's like a big deal, like I would recommend it, I guess. But for me personally, I couldn't really get into it, so it was a no for me. But hey, you know, that's just on me. I do want to hear what you guys thought. If you guys bought this game, what did you think about it? And like, let me know, because I really do want to hear some of you guys' opinions on it. So leave me a comment if you have anything to say about it, or if you want to criticize anything that I've said about it. Because I mean, this isn't like a review. I'm by no means qualified to say like whether or not this game was good or bad, which is not what I'm doing. But yeah, that's going to be it for me anyway. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.